Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
If you've been dreaming of starting a food business from your home kitchen, this is your dream show. Welcome to Kitchen Dough, the food entrepreneur show. I'm Mary Goulet.
And I'm Heather Ryder. This is the show, Mary Goulet, where we shine the light on food entrepreneurs making food and making dough. It's our goal to inspire entrepreneurs who are already in business and those looking to launch a business, which is very exciting. Coming up on this show, we're going to be chatting with two food entrepreneurs, David Barron, the owner of Jackie's Jams, and Colin Smith. He's actually called the Cookie Monster and VP of Sales at The Cravery. Both stories are downright inspiring. Jackie's Jams is now a booming family business, and The Cravery, started by a college student with a recipe, is now selling cookies like crazy. Guess what? He's just booked, the whole team at The Cravery, just booked QVC.
That's crazy.
I know, they're making 120,000 cookies this week.
How do you even do that?
You have a lot of kitchen elves.
Yeah, you certainly do. Okay, so this is a great time to be a food entrepreneur. And this is Heather's genius idea, Kitchen Dough. You've done a lot of research over the last couple of years.
A lot of research. It started, okay, can I tell you how I got started doing just jumping into this whole cottage food thing? In 2013, the state of California, where we live, passed a cottage food law.
And how did you find out about that?
Well, because I had two friends. I know, right? So I had a cousin and a really good girlfriend. One started a cookie business, Kim's Cookies, up in Lodi, California. And the other one started with biscottis, Yael, and she has a biscotti and now cake business and all kinds of other things. And she lives in La Jolla. Both people in within the same couple of weeks told me that they were starting cottage food businesses. And I'm like, what's cottage food? I never heard of cottage food.
How did they get that term? I mean, where did this, when you were talking about cottage food when I first got hooked up with you in the last year,
right?
I'm like, what is it like a house?
I know, cottage cheese, cottage food, what? Well, cottage is basically because you're cooking it from your home kitchen, which was always in California was illegal. You could not bake, do anything with food related from your home kitchen really until 2013. And then once the cottage food law, and both of these people in my lives have always been baking and making things and, would do it through the goodness of their hearts and just give away all these cookies and stuff. But then they decide this is a business because people will pay me for this.
Okay.
And now you can do it.
They told you, and then you just woke up at 6 a.m. and said, I'm going to research this.
Well, I did start researching it, and then I found Mark Stambler, who owns Stambler Breads, and he was baking bread in his backyard, in his home kitchen, and Mark Stambler's actually the one who helped to get the law passed because he was baking bread. Unbeknownst to him, he didn't know he was breaking the law. So he was baking bread and selling it to some local bakeries and local restaurants. Illegally. Black market bread. And so Mark, he was selling it, had a big line, got a write-up in the LA Times about his award-winning bread, blue ribbon winning county fairs. But he was doing it illegally. And the health department came a-knocking. And so shut him down. And he was out of business. And he's like, well, this isn't fair. I do everything I know that what I'm doing, my kitchen's clean. I make great bread. People love it. I'm getting written up in the LA Times. I'm winning at county fairs. And so he called his local legislator, and together they went and changed the law in California. And, okay, that's how I researched it. I'm like, okay, if I don't know about this.
Did you ever talk to him?
Oh, yeah. And we're going to be interviewing him. I've already interviewed him, and we're going to be having him on the show as well. He's a great, great person, and he actually has a whole bakery, a bread bakery now up in mid-central California.
Wow.
So anyway.
Okay. So
cottage food.
But that part of it is dry, a little bit. like the laws, the regulations, the city, state, county, municipalities.
Yes. Well, and every state has its own laws regarding cottage food. So almost in every state right now, you can make or sell cottage food, except for the state of New Jersey. New Jersey, if you're listening, what's up? But
Really?
And Hawaii just passed some cottage food laws. And so then I started doing this whole cottage food thing and recording podcasts and then connecting with people and doing research, because that's what we do. We're journalists by trade, and I started digging into this whole thing because it was fascinating to me. And then I hooked up with Christina Rice, who was at the time, is now Emily, is at the Harvard Food Law and Policy Clinic. And they did a cottage food report on 2013 with all the cottage food laws across the country.
Yeah.
Right?
It's amazing what you've done.
And so then I participated in the newest cottage food report, which was released in August of 2018. And we're going to be also interviewing coming up one of the other people that participated with me in that report, Matt Jorgensen of the Cook Alliance.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be interviewing him. So anyway, here we are. What it is I'm fascinated by the cottage food industry, and I know David is going to have some input on the cottage food industry. Fascinated by the cottage food industry, people starting in their home kitchens, people moving to commercial kitchens, and then also just how you can make food from home. It's like the democratization of food.
So let me ask a really quick question before we've got a little bit of time. Do you think people can make a good living making something out of their home, or do you think?
No.
Okay, all right.
Well, you can make a living, but it's going to be modest. And here's the thing about these cottage food laws across the country. Like in California, there's a cap on how much you can make. They
Which
actually
is weird.
tell you that you cannot go past $50,000 a year. So that's the law in California, and every state again has its own. Some states are $5,000.
Really?
Some states are the Wild West of cottage food, and you can make as much money as you can possibly make from your home kitchen. I think basically what they're saying is your home kitchen only has enough capacity to go to this point. Then it becomes unsafe.
Yeah, but how do they know? I mean, do they have the legislators? Do they have a background in this type of business? I doubt it.
No, but the health departments do.
Oh,
Yeah. So the cottage food laws are run by the states, but then they're actually monitored by the counties. So, it's here where we are, the San Diego County Health Department determines whether I can make my donuts, because I own a malasada company. So they determine whether I can make my donuts from home or a commercial kitchen. I do it from the Oceanside commercial kitchen. So I make my donuts from a commercial kitchen, and I pay for a shared kitchen. So just like what David does. David pays for a shared kitchen also. And I think David's mic might be hot here. We're going to be interviewing him. We said coming up in the segments, but please feel free to jump in at any time. David Barron from Jackie's Jams is joining us in the studio.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
yeah. So I am so new to this whole thing. In the last year, I've been absorbing a little bit of information about the cottage food industry, and it is fascinating from my perspective, because some of it's like, why does the law really need to get involved? But I get the health part of it. But saying that you can't earn whatever you want to earn, and then it forces you to the commercial kitchen, which was my initial question, is that a graduation to, like, that's where everybody should try to go to?
Well, I think if you want to scale your business, would you agree, David? If you want to scale your business, you need to get into. I jumped right into a commercial kitchen.
I think a commercial kitchen really protects the consumer, because I don't know what's going on in someone's house. They could have a cat walking around. The litter box could be in the kitchen. Who
That's
knows?
true.
That's weird.
So how safe is cottage food really? The health department doesn't have the ability to do any surprise inspections. They don't go in and check the refrigerator temperature, the freezer temperatures. There's really no assurance for the consumer that the food they're getting in the cottage food industry is going to be safe for them. It's very risky for the consumer to buy cottage food, I believe. And I actually tried to work on defeating that bill.
Oh, you did. Well, here we go. We have
Controversy.
But I'd really like to talk about the success of Jackie's Jams today.
Oh, no. We're definitely
get
going to
to
talk
that
about
for
the
sure.
success of Jackie's Jams. I think that with cottage food, what happens is it's the foods that they're making in the cottage food is an approved list of foods. So it's potentially non-hazardous foods that you are making from your home kitchen. But your point is taken that you could have a cat or a dog, but they do have to put on the label "made in a home kitchen." So,
So in the commercial kitchens, there's a landlord that owns the building, and then you share it on certain days, or is
A
it
commercial kitchen is just a certified kitchen. It could be shared kitchen. It could be your sole kitchen, but it's a kitchen that has an A rating from the health department, that has inspections, that has commercial equipment. Everything's on a large scale. You have commercial freezers, commercial refrigerators. Everything is regulated. The temperatures are regulated. It's a safe environment.
So who's the one that's making sure the temperatures are correct and everything's super clean when somebody leaves or arrives?
there's a manager at there's a manager or an owner at every shared commercial kitchen.
And do you keep your supplies there, or do you have to bring everything with you? I'm just curious.
I do. I store all my supplies there, and like to David's point, like
a McDonald's is a commercial kitchen. You go to any Chinese restaurant or any restaurant in general, that's a commercial kitchen.
And so
we have space.
We
That's
have
our space.
Oh,
and then
got
you
it.
book time to use the commercial kitchen that I use. I book time with the mixer. I book time for the tables that I'm going to be using at the times. So those times are dedicated to my production of my donuts. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right,
We're going to
well-
do more with Jackie's Jams and David. We're going to hear all about Jackie's Jams coming up.
All right, this is fascinating. You're listening to Kitchen Dough, the food entrepreneur show. We'll be right back.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McCullough brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcCullough.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McCulloughe. ChristopherMcCullough.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
I've been bragging about Progressive Medical Center to you guys for years, and I'm so excited to have Dr. Agoli with us because, Dr. Agoli, a lot of people walk through your doors, and some of their biggest problems are they're just fatigued, they're tired all the time, and even though they're dieting and exercising, they cannot get the weight off. Why is that?
It's a combination of poor metabolism, inappropriate eating, but more importantly, it's due to a lack of education and really doing the right testing. A lot of our patients are metabolically compromised. What does that mean? Their metabolism is not functioning. The metabolism is responsible for all physical and chemical processes processes necessary to sustain life, and that includes energy. And without cellular energy, your body is not going to be a burning machine. Let's get back and teach our listeners to be a fat-burning machine.
It's been a lot easier to maintain my weight since Progressive Medical Center started treating me with all-natural supplements, learning proper nutrition, and that can be you today. No more frustrations about being tired or overweight. So why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today through ProgressiveMedicalCenter.com.
This is your life, live it well.